so hopefully that should make things a little easier. Hope everything's going alright. I think the microphone's okay anyway, but I'm really not sure it was a cheap one. I'm currently just going around collecting resources to build something at the minute, without trying to fall through planets. Do you know what, they're all it's funny you should say that, because they are actually all technically planetoids rather than planets, but yeah, it was just a glitchy one. But yeah, that sounds good. Fried shrimp, I'll be honest, shrimp is one food I've never really liked, and I think it's more the texture than anything else, but I mean, the way you describe it there, it does sound it sounds nice. Gives me a bit of a split decision on the thing. Sounds like it's going a good day though. Sunday. The weather is absolutely terrible here. It's been raining all day. I have no idea what the weather's like near you, but hopefully it's better than that. Also, let me know if you're having difficulty hearing me. Like I say, the microphone is a cheap one, so I don't know if it's actually working well or not. Also, I am still kind of, now that you mention, I am still kind of mad that Pluto's no longer a planet. And hasn't been for decades, which hurts my soul even more. How much of this stuff do I actually need? Quickly check that my microphone is actually working. Otherwise, it could be a little awkward. It is actually working. Alright, brilliant. Wasn't sure for a minute then. I think I actually have all of this stuff that I need. I've got a cheat sheet that I'm working off as well. Oh. To be fair, the texture is what usually gets me with seafood. Weirdly enough though, crab sticks, I'm not sure if it's something different in America, but yeah, I used to love those as a kid, but I just can't. I just can't eat them anymore. Don't know what it is. It makes sense. no, well, it's good that you can hear me, but yeah, no, I'm completely with you on on winter. The cold just makes all my joints just seize up. The worst. The thing is, in Britain as well, like, I mean, it'll just get really, really cold, but it won't have the decency to actually snow. It'll just rain. So I can't even get into any kind of festive spirit because it's just raining. The fun stuff. Right, being a little bit selective was what we're actually picking up here. So it's early access game, so it's only had one kind of patch since its release. So currently we are in a position where we have limited storage, which I think they are going to be looking at either giving more storage or being able to stack items. Currently we just have to go one by one, so I'm being very selective until we can stack. We can't sell any other items, we kind of just have to drop them if we no longer need them. And yeah, there's a few other things, but I'm really excited for this game. Like as you said in the last stream, it's a full-on vibe, and I can just sit here and play this for hours with kind of really no direction. But yeah, it's nice, chill. I also might have made a companion application for it, well, website for it, just so that I can better track the resources that I'm gathering. So you've got a printer and you've got a workshop which you can make things at. Workshop, you can make equipment, things like these, you know, the wrench, the drill and all that kind of stuff. And the printer, you can make things like paste, and you can refine these down into paste and other stuff that you can then use to make equipment. Currently you have to go back to those stations to double check the ingredients for each thing, so I made like a little application where I can just have that on my phone, which is a lot easier. Ooh. Yeah, I think crab sticks, to be fair, when I was younger, I think they were called crab sticks, but I think they're just called seafood sticks now. And all it is really, see, I've not had crab, or I might have, or I might have done, who knows. But it's basically a white and pink kind of stick, and I don't really know, but it was nice. But yeah, I just can't have them anymore. I had them too much as a kid. Yeah, definitely when it comes to winter. Although, see, this is the thing, I don't know whether it's just in my nature, but like, I will complain whether it's too hot or too cold. There's just, why is it difficult to ask for like a good middle ground? Yeah, I figured I would have done. Oh no, it's crashed. This will happen as well. You should have to bear with me a minute here. Yeah, every time it crashes, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to basically close the game and then reopen it. Oh. And the Xbox button's frozen. Okay, well, that's the It's the danger of early access games, they will sometimes just completely crap out. Although to be fair, like I say, it's literally only had one patch since its initial release, so yeah, let's give them a bit of leeway. Okay, well, this doesn't lose all my stuff. Yeah, I'm just trying to think now whether they're crab sticks or seafood sticks. I'm sure if you Google them, they'll come up. But I think as a kid I used to know them as crab sticks, but I'm not sure if that's actually their name. I don't know. Either way, seafood is, yeah, it's one of those things. Texture has to be, as you say, completely on point, otherwise. Currently we're looking for more of this yellow crab, which is called, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, peridot, whatever it's called, P-E-R-I-D-O-T, peridot, I don't know, we need 20 of it though, we have 3. This is nickel, we don't need any of that. Site, we will need that, but not yet. We may as well collect it. No, we're not selective. There's a problem with games like this when you go out and kind of collect and mine resources. My default instinct is to just hoard it. Just hoard everything that I collect. But kind of goes against you in this one. For now, at least. Looks like nickel. That is nickel, yeah. Blade neck. Yeah, no, that price is going to be awful. I don't understand. Are you talking about the Xbox, the Xbox Steam kind of handheld console? Is that what you mean? I don't know. I'm a little bit kind of out of touch as to new kind of consoles coming out. I can't even remember what the Xbox Steam one's called. But yeah, no, it's. Do you know what's making the prices go up insanely at the minute? It's the cost of RAM. I don't know how much you know about computer making, but basically determines the speed of the computer. But because of the massive influx in AI and stuff, the computing power needed, RAM has just gone insanely expensive. Which is why Xbox now feels like they can price their consoles at like 500-600 quid, which is insane to me. For a games platform which hasn't really released anything new, hardware-wise, in like years, it's hard to justify that kind of a price point. That is not the texture that I'm looking for. Let's pretend we didn't see that. Saw nothing. What are you talking about? Yeah, is that the one one you were talking about though, is it the iRock? Is that what it's called? Don't get me wrong, I think it's a good idea that Xbox and Steam are partnering up, but I feel like that would be a way to cut console costs rather than, you know, jump it up arbitrarily. Auto-save this game as well, but sometimes you can just force a save by just going boom, boom, and then coming out. Little quirks of an early access. Oh, there's some of the yellow crap. I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's like a black box. Wait. I feel like optional colour schemes is the very least they could do, especially as like an initial release, especially from, say, a company which hasn't really done anything hardware-wise in ages. Wait, so I'm just trying to understand. So I don't think this is the Xbox Steam one that you're talking about. What, so Steam are bringing out like they're just their own console? I'm not sure about that. I'm not overly sure how I feel about it, because Steam have been pretty much always a PC thing, and it feels like they should probably. Listen, I'm not militantly against playing on PC. I've done it before, but I think maybe they should stay in that lane. I don't know. I might just be being a little bit funny about it, but yeah, no, I don't know about Rosero though. I don't know what the. Let me just Google. Maybe I'm just missing something there. I don't know what that is. I feel like that was probably a joke, and I feel like it's gone over my head. I do apologise. Right, okay, that's what came up on my when I googled it just then. But I was like, no, it can't be that. But I'll be honest, I don't really. I don't watch anime or any of that kind of stuff. It's not to say that I don't respect it, because damn, some of the artwork that goes into it is crazy. But yeah, my bad. Yeah, RAM prices are just so expensive, and it's just jumping up everything at the minute. Computers, consoles, just the works. No, this is what I mean. I do like AI. I think it's cool. Not for everything. I think there's very specific use cases, and I think specifically image generation, I don't think it should be used for anything like that, because, I mean, you know, it takes away from actual artists who is actually trained on their work. So, yeah, I don't like it for that use case. From a programmer's perspective, I do software development as well. It's good for kind of debugging and finding errors and stuff. I would never trust it to completely write like a piece of software on its own. And I think a lot of people are trying to use it on that level. And yeah, the more it's used across the world, the more expensive RAM's going to get, and I don't see that train slowing down, unfortunately. A very, very expensive train. What have we got? 6. Speaking of AI, I saw an article on Twitter. By the way, I am still on Discord, by the way. It's just, I ended up getting so many notifications. I only found this out the other day when I looked at it. I get so many notifications on it because I'm on so many servers that I actually turned them off ages ago, and they just don't come through anymore. But I am on there. I'll be honest, it's probably easier to get me through Twitter. At least those notifications are on. That's actually 1 second. Where is my Discord? Wow, it's not even on my phone anymore. It's just on my laptop. Okay, I'll re-download that. I still had it on my phone. Who knows? In fairness, I dropped off the grid for a while, so. Oh. Somebody's getting arrested. Classic UK, that. Gaming is an expensive hobby, but yeah. Oh, the AI voice acting. Yeah, no, definitely not. Oh, it grates against my skin when I hear it. Why would you want that? Well, see, this is the thing. Like, we live in a generation now where everybody wants to create stuff, which I think is amazing, and I think AI gives kind of people a cop-out in a lot of ways, especially on the image generation and voice synthesizing side of things. But like, I know, I mean, one of my mates, he's doing like voice acting promos and stuff like that now. I mean, with the amount of AI voices being used, he's having a really difficult time finding anything, which is mental because he's good. I don't know. Like I say, very specific use cases. Oh, that's what I was saying as well. Yeah, I saw an article on Twitter. I think it was earlier today, and it was a flex, but it was a weird flex. It was, I can't remember what the actual article was, the publisher was, but it was like PC World or whatever it is. But it was like a game, a roguelike that's been released or is about to be released, which was made 100% with AI. And I was like, why would you tell people that? Let alone use it as a flex. I looked through all of kind of the comments and stuff, and it was just people losing their minds in a bad way. People were enraged, and rightly so. But I just don't understand why you would put a press release out with that kind of information. You bury the hatchet with that, surely. collecting a lot of these resources is going to be that's going to be a long process. You know what though? I've got an idea. I think my storage might give out before I actually get everything that I need. To be fair, I'm completely with you on that. On Twitter it is a massive cesspool. I think I've just managed to. I've gotten quite lucky, to be fair, in the fact that I've blocked that many accounts, which I just don't like. Content like political content and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I will look at what's going on in the world and get balanced kind of points of view, but I'll go from reputable sources, not something I saw on Twitter. But it's yeah, it can get a little bit socially draining. But to be fair, that's one of the reasons I don't go on Facebook anymore either. I have Facebook, but I literally only use Messenger. Not posted to Facebook in years because yikes. Also change when I get notifications because that helps. Yeah, this is the thing. I went through notifications on Discord as well, and I don't know what's turned on and what isn't anymore. So I think in the end I just turned everything off, and then apparently I've deleted it from my phone as well, which, like I say, I'll fix later. But yeah, my phone pings far too many times. I will just get frustrated and just leave it alone. For this stream, by the way, I had an original plan. So we're going to be looking to create or make something called an extractor, which I need to be able to get certain resources. I'm looking at what I need to do to make it though. This might take a while depending on how long it takes to get the resources. Yeah, the developers, I posted obviously on Twitter that I was going live, and the developers liked it. That's nice. Nice, yeah. To be fair, I think I started out on Twitter. I think I started out just with No Man's Sky content, because I had that game on pre-order and I loved that for the longest time. Like I'm talking, I went hard on that game. Don't get me wrong, I still do like playing it every now and again. It's just I don't have the same level of interest as I once did. But the community for No Man's Sky was really nice, and that's why I filtered out a lot of anything that I didn't want to see. And it's kind of just slowly grown into just gamers. But yeah, God, I've not actually not seen anything from Naomi in a while, actually, now you mention it. Although, to be fair, that could just be me being ignorant and not looking. Right. This is a junk planetoid, so I'll be honest, we might have a crash here in a second. We'll see. Yep, there it is. I hate game crashes, but what can you do? Well, what can you do? It's loading back up now. I hope that's not too frustrating from a viewer point anyway. Sneaky suspicion that try and go down to that planet again, it'll just crash again. So let's get still a junk planetoid, but hopefully different enough. Yeah, I have a theory that it's probably memory. Well, it's definitely going to be memory related, but it's hard to see what the issue is because it happens sometimes and then it will just not on others, and it's a little inconsistent. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's hard to say with a game like this because, like I say, because it's in early, I say early development, it literally came out like a month or two ago. Which means obviously they're still working on it and stuff, but it's, I would love to peek under the hood and just have a look at that code though. Yeah, we'll go there instead. Yeah, the little kind of companion tracker app that I need done. I'm currently waiting to hear back from the developers themselves if I'm allowed to put that online somewhere. Don't want to be stepping on any toes, and I certainly can't afford to get sued. I love the fact that there currently isn't really any kind of law around these, but like the scale and the design, it's almost ominous but also very, very cool. I think the basic premise of the game is that is that it's a little hard to explain. So basically, humanity's spread out, ruled by corporations, and people who have escaped to Jupiter, which is where we are, around Jupiter, are essentially starting again outside of all of that. So escaped it, and I'm assuming that a lot of these kind of big structures are supposed to be from when, like, corporations just started ravaging the solar system for resources. That's what I'm assuming anyway. like I say, they're still writing a lot of that, the story stuff. Yeah, no, they've done an amazing job, and it's a cool kind of development kind of cohort as well, because it's not it's an indie company, but it's like there isn't really kind of a head either. It's just more of a collaborative indie group of developers, which I think lends itself to a more kind of holistic approach to game development, which they're definitely going for. Right. Let's hope this doesn't crash. These things are damaged decorations for the ship. They take up storage space and they require certain ingredients or certain resources to repair them before you can even place them. So right now, I'm ignoring them. But they do come up quite frequently, so that's the main thing. Cut that low. Oh. Yeah, they've done a great job, especially with the sense of scale when you're down on a planet. Currently, I need a ton of scrap metal. Once I have enough... Oh no, we'll ignore that. Yeah, once I have enough, we'll go and craft some intermediate stuff, free up some inventory space, and he gives off a microphone, especially with the lo-fi. Yeah! Yeah, I was thinking that with the music stuff. Do you know what would be really cool though? I'll tell you what, I'll show you exactly what I mean in a minute once I've gotten a few things from here. But there are active space stations, and then there's derelict ones as well. And it'd be really awesome because you've got the decoration side of things for kind of your ship, and you can decorate inside of those, but being able to completely repair an abandoned station and then decorate it all, that would be awesome. And then have NPCs kind of automatically move into it over time. That would be pretty awesome. Like I say, I'm maybe just wishful thinking, but I do like my space games, especially ones that feel lived in. Speaking of Minecraft, actually, my nephew's probably going to want to go on that later with me. Meant to go on it yesterday, but I was sleeping. Yeah, just finished getting a few of these things, and then I'll go and find one of those abandoned stations. I think I went and saw one on my last stream, so I don't know if you remember that, but there's a specific one that I'm talking about. I don't think I went there in the last stream. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so it's got a little red marker there. Drop. Just more resources than I'm willing to spend at the minute to repair it. Once I've got all my equipment, then I'll start focusing on decorations. Thinking as well, let me just find another one of these piles. Space suits, generally, again, fictional game, so who knows, but are generally not that kind of tough and resistant to tears and stuff. Well, I suppose in real life they're resistant to some form of tears, but only to a certain degree. If I was in a vacuum, and I needed to, as it says there, rummage through a junk pile, I'm not sure this is how I'd go about it. That seems a bit risky to me. Just diving in. Again, I'm joking, of course. I know it's a game, but I just thought that was funny. I'll be honest, I did try, I dabbled with JRPGs for a while, but I don't know, I couldn't get into the swing of it. I tried, what was it, Genshin Impact, and I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's very specific, like, RPGs that I actually like. Open world, sci-fi, and it has to have some kind of crafting and building mechanic in it for my brain to be able to go, yeah, I'll play this for an extended period of time. Otherwise I just lose interest. Which is, it's not great because, you know, I can appreciate the artwork that goes into them and all the rest as well, so just the way my brain's wired, I guess. Right, let me just do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, so let's get one more. Right here, may as well. Cool. Right. I will go to the abandoned station I was talking about before. But before I do, and purely because it's on the way, yeah, that's the station I'm talking about. It's on the way. We'll just go there because we need to craft some stuff and free up some inventory. It's good to know that humanity takes pollution to the stars as well. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I don't understand about like modern gaming, especially with like communities and stuff. Like, you get people that are so into a certain game that if you say, even if you just say that, oh, it's not for me, but you know, whatever, people act like you've personally attacked them, which is crazy to me. tell you what, I've seen basically all of them apart from the latest season. I'm waiting for that to be kind of completely done before I jump into it, because with TV shows, I'm mainly a film junkie, and what I don't like about TV shows is the waiting between episodes. So I'm waiting for it to kind of finish on that, and then I'm gonna binge watch the whole thing again from season 1 straight through to 5. But I'm trying to basically avoid spoilers like the plague, because I really like Stranger Things. It's really good. I tell you what, there's an Apple TV show that's come out at the minute called Pluribus. I'll be honest, that's the one thing at the minute which I'm breaking my wait until the season's out before binging it rule. It's really, really good. Yeah, if I was going to recommend a show, it'd be Pluribus. It's from I think it's the writer or the director, one of them, of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And it's a really interesting concept. Cool. Right. Check my tracker. Right, I need... Good grief, I need 10 of them. And that would be actually it, because I already have one of those. Let's get some scrap metal. I'm just clearing some space here. Cool. Means now I have 5, so I'm halfway there. And you can find these sun packs things just by roaming around as well. Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I think I don't think I can probably articulate why I prefer kind of films, and I love that kind of stuff. Although there are shows like TV shows which I really like as well. I don't know, it's a tough one. But again, just with gaming, you like what you like, don't you? Good thing about like shows and films and games and stuff is that there's such a wide selection of stuff. There is something for everyone, which I like. My OCD is going nuts here. You can't specifically things in your inventory, so I have to place them manually, which is... oh, what's going on? Let's try and put in stuff that I'm not going to need immediately. Kind of... yeah, I'm not going to need that. Make a note of things like that, like being able to move things about in your inventory just as I go along, because they have a bug reporting part of their Discord, and I put stuff in there where I can. Hopefully, once they bring in the ability to stack things, that's not going to matter anymore. Do you know what? That's one game I've never played is Animal Crossing, and it's something that a lot of people I know have played at least once. It just... I don't know, it never caught my attention. And it's weird because all I had for the longest time growing up was a DS. So I had the facility for it, I don't know. Not even overly sure what the concept is. Let me show you this. But we have freed up a ton of space now, which is good. So to be able to build the extractor, which is the aim for this stream, we need basically 5 more of these, which is going to require 25 scrap metal, 10 of that yellow crap peridot or whatever it's called, and 10 zips as well, which are these things. Should be some stuff laid around that station, so let's go and have a look. Hopefully it won't crash the game going there instead of a junk planetoid. Oh, you can find stuff like this as well, it's just floating about. But to get it you have to then... there you go, scrap metal. Drift. Drift isn't really... not yet, anyway. done a great job with the asteroid belt and stuff as well. Just making it look just dangerous. And also heavily polluted. I mean, good God. It's like the worst episode of Cribs ever. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So I don't. There's not any kind of like enemies, combat, or anything like that. It's more of a kind of a relaxing sim kind of game. Have I got that right? Sounds pretty cool. Now build your own house and stuff. And like, to what degree does the kind of decoration and customization go to? Cool. Dilapidated space station. I would love to be able to just... Excuse me. Every space station you can, repair certain things, but it'd be cool to, once you've repaired all the repairable things, to be, oh yeah, that's what I need an extractor for, stuff like that. To then, yeah, either own it or decorate inside of it, that'd be cool. I think that is not what it's supposed to be looking like. Zips. Certain I saw you the other day. Oh, okay. Well, that does sound like a pretty chill game as well. I imagine there's a mobile version, but deal. Sounds pretty cool. Tell you what, bear with me just a few minutes, and I will be right back. Somebody is out the door. It's cold at the door. Bloody hell. Can't remember what Daisy was saying then. Yeah, I might look at Animal Crossing though. At some point there is a list of games I still have to play, so I might add it to it. Oh, 1 second, let me just warm up again. The cold gets right down to all my joints and it just makes me shiver. I feel like that conversation there was a bit pointless. Yeah, not wasting some packs there. I don't think there's a lot of resources here, to be honest. I thought there was. Anyway, yeah. So I was going to say it'd be cool to kind of restore and decorate the station, but it looks like there's already a squatter. That sucks. This is what I mean. I'm almost convinced now. Speaking about Pokemon, to be fair, I'm almost convinced I have a type disadvantage when it comes to ice and cold. Don't know what that would make me, as my internal core temperature isn't even that warm, so I'm not fire type. Would water have a disadvantage against ice? Not played Pokemon in ages. Yeah, either way though, totally get where you're coming from. It's yeah, hate the cold. This game does actually have a multiplayer mode as well. However, at present, talking about it, they were talking about it in the Discord earlier. I'm gonna open on the laptop. There's only the ability to kind of add the people in your own friends list, even though there's kind of a quote-unquote room code you can use. Psychic though, would it still be good against ice? I mean, I'm just gonna say I'm thinking brain freeze. That is sure to interfere with some psychic abilities. It interfered with my psychic abilities. But yeah, no, it's oh god, I've not played Pokemon in so long. I might pick that up actually again, because I do enjoy it. Although to be fair, I'm currently designing and building my own trading card game as well, so that's fun. Hopefully that'll be ready to kind of play test at some point. Right, we need scrap metal. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do actually. So it's a trading card game based off of a. So I'm building another kind of main video game type game, but whilst I'm figuring out some of the mechanics for it and the open world aspect, I decided to kind of take all the kind of the NPCs and kind of creatures and stuff from the game, and a lot of the equipment and actions and events and stuff like that, and integrate it into a system which lets you build a deck using those cards, but there's also a board game element as well. And the idea is to move around the board and take out your opponent at least once. Once you die on the board, you have a position on the board which you reset to, which is your starting position. Once you have killed your opponent at least once in combat, you can then head to the centre of the board and quote-unquote escape in an escape pod. There's kind of card costs, resources, structures, equipment, and companion cards, companions being the creatures and stuff, and there's kind of dice rolls and encounters and stuff which can throw up random things that happen. So it's a little bit involved, but it's it's quite an interesting concept. I'll be honest, I'm kind of more excited about that side of things than the video game aspect side of things, and I think that's mainly because the trading card game / board game hybrid is kind of closer to being ready than the actual video game. But no, I thought it sounded like a cool concept, but I won't know until I actually release it. Let's see what other people think. Tell you what though, creating cards and mechanics and stuff for a board game, it's not as easy as people think. There's so much to consider. Designing the cards as well is just a whole process on its own. There is a right way to do it, apparently. That took me a while. But yeah, a very kind of loose overview concept of the game, but hopefully in the next, really in the next few weeks I should have something better that I can put out there which will either better explain the game, or something I'm currently working on at the minute is offer an ability to kind of play online against a computer. I will take that as a compliment. It does. I mean, I quite liked it. I didn't want to build just because I had an idea of just doing the trading card side of things, because played things like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and other kind of Magic the Gathering at some point. I've not played Magic the Gathering in ages, but I was initially going to do that. But then I wanted to do something more and add some kind of, additional agency to the players and take luck of the draw out of it. So that's when I kind of introduced the whole board side of things, the whole board game aspect. But yeah, I don't know. It's a concept which interests me, and like you say, I think it sounds really fun. So I'm glad you do too. Yeah, once it's all put together, I'm already speaking to a kind of printing company at the minute who can then look to actually produce some booster decks and stuff. So the idea is maybe at one point, because obviously I've been invited to like a tabletop club in an area near me, like monthly starting next year. Maybe even bring it down there. See what people think. I don't know, I get a little bit of imposter syndrome when I create stuff though, because I like it, but then my brain goes, well, just because you like it doesn't mean everybody else is going to like it. Which obviously is going to be true, but then I start thinking, oh, maybe it's crap. Maybe all developers think like that. Or anybody who creates stuff. I don't know. Ooh. I wanted to build something that wasn't as in-depth as something like D&D, for instance, where you need like a character sheet and 4 different dice to play the game. That seemed a little six-sided dice, maybe a coin to flip a coin. I'm not sure. There's some mechanics that I could just use a dice, but I don't know, some things just make more sense to have a coin flip, so I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't want it to be as involved as D&D, but I also, just a normal card game felt anemic. I feel like it probably is as well. I have to remind myself of that. I thrive off of positive feedback. Oh, well, to be fair, I thrive off of feedback, positive or negative. In my mind, they're all good. Positive, obviously, that's self-explanatory why that's good, but negative just tells me what I need to improve, so yeah, feedback is always good. I never shy away from it. I think anybody who's in a position where they make stuff for other people to enjoy, I think if you can't take feedback, I don't really see how you'd get better. And that's got to be the aim, surely. I know, it's worth noting that I am super pragmatic and literal. Might just be how I see the world. Let's have a quick look. 5, 6, 7. So I need to make 3 of those now. Let me have everything else. Right. Oh. Yeah, see, I think with D&D it's one of those. I think it's gonna be who you play with that determines whether it's any fun or not. There's a channel on YouTube called Viva La Dirt League. I'm fairly certain you would have heard of them, or if not, they're very easily searchable. But they've got a D&D side of things where they've got a whole campaign, and it's so fun to watch them because they're funny. They've got good chemistry, and I think if the person who's running the game, the game master, or the dungeon master, whatever they're called, I think if they've got good chemistry with the players, I think that helps as well. But yeah, no, I can totally see that a bad session can probably sour your opinion of it. It's one of the reasons I haven't actually physically played it myself, like with anybody, because I don't really think, well, I don't, nobody in my friend circle I think would be able to play that without causing some kind of chaos or getting mad that they were quote unquote losing, even though D&D isn't about that. I don't know. Nice. Awesome. I mean, I bet that felt awesome, right? So I mean, good feedback is it's like nectar for the soul. There's just something about being appreciated for like artistic creativity, and it's important to kind of remember that there's a fine line, but like that isn't arrogance. Something I've spoken to my therapist many times about, because I got imposter syndrome. That's not arrogance, it's taking pride in your work. And good, yeah, if you've got positive feedback, that clearly means you've done an awesome job. Yeah, I got wicked imposter syndrome. See, just as you said, you know, it's an understandable fear. You know, especially if it's something that you've only done for yourself before. But yeah, you'll never know until you actually go for it. You went for it, and nice. Props, man. That's it takes guts to be able to be confident enough to go, all right, let's put it out there for other people to enjoy. You did, and it paid off. Congrats, man. Honestly, it's not a lot of people have the confidence to do that. What is that? Oh. When I make kind of, I don't know, like for instance, this tracker that I've got on my phone at the minute, for this game, it's something that, you know, I really will only use for myself. But then I was like, would other people like it? And it's finding that confidence to be able to even just reach out or even just say yes to certain things, to be able to put yourself forward, and doors open up when that happens. Some that you wouldn't have even considered. I mean, the worst that people can say as well, I mean, especially, like, I mean, in the instance that I'm in at the minute, the worst they can turn around and go, no, don't put that out for anywhere. It's fine, because I still find it useful. By the way, this might feel a little boring. Oh. absolutely, it's a win-win all the way around. No, that's really, really good though. That's awesome. That's got to feel amazing. When did you start doing the t-shirt design stuff then? I imagine that was probably a while back. That's awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Like I say, you've got your own kind of niche thing, and like I say, it fits in with your aesthetic and your style. I mean, that's just good branding as well. No, I'm really happy for you, because it's like I say, it's not easy to find that part of your brain which is comfortable to put that out for people, but clearly working, and you know, more power to you. See, I do things like web development, like custom software, things like that. That's what I kind of like doing mainly. Game development, and specifically this trading card board game. I don't know what the actual category I would put that in. That's more of like a passion project for me. I don't think I could do that for like on a commission basis. Let me just save that. But yeah, I do web development stuff wherever I can. I absolutely love programming. Just a big ass nerd. But again, it's you know, what do we get satisfaction out of? And I get a big sense of satisfaction when, like, for me, programming is trying a million different things, and when it finally works, oh, the feeling I get, indescribable. And then when you put it out there and people like it, even better. hopefully it translates into quality. Yeah, I mean, it's not all the time that passion translates, but yeah, I've definitely put like a ton of time and effort into learning new things, new programming languages and skills and stuff. I have a better computer now, which I can actually make more visually appealing things. But yeah, I honestly probably couldn't tell you exactly what exactly it is I like about programming if I had to boil it down to one or two things, but I think the process is what I like. I think it gels well with my the autistic side of my brain as well, to be honest. Because with code, if there's a problem, it's usually, well, 9 times out of 10, it's a mistake I've made, and you can generally find exactly where the issue is and fix it. Something that deeply upsets me about the human condition, because that's not always the case. I can craft one more of those sunpacks things, but I'll have to go to one of those all planetoids so I can actually get some of the yellow crap. Yeah, to be fair, I would always... I don't know, I might be a little bit biased, but from my perspective, coding is all logic-based. If you can, in your head, if you can kind of understand that certain things go together and certain things don't, and there's a certain structure to it, it can be quite simple. Obviously, the more you dive into it and the more functionality you add, it can get more complex, but I would always suggest to anybody, if they've never tried coding before, try web development, or just like do as you did, like a coding class or something, just to get a feel for it. Because it's not for everybody, but it's really satisfying when things work. Nice, yeah. A lot of people in the IT industry kind of that is the archetype. Anime is something that I've never really gelled with me, and it's not from a story or art perspective. It's more, I don't really know. I don't know. I like sci-fi blockbuster stuff. Yeah, there's very few kind of animated things which I'll actually sit and watch. It's not to say I can't appreciate them, like I say, it's just each to their own. But yeah, the anime and gamer, that is the general IT archetype. Bingo, we have some facts. Right. I think this is where we're going to find out whether my tracker's actually worked or not and given me the right information. I think think we have everything that we need to make this extractor. Let me just double check the count. There's 5 there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Right. We should be good. Moment of truth, let's cross those fingers. Longer than my last one. Fine, never mind streaming long periods of time. It's just I got into a mistake of streaming for like 6-7 hours at one time, and I think that's a bad idea, especially when it comes to editing down and clipping stuff, because then you've got to sit through what is essentially a work day's worth of content to try and find what I'm looking for. Try and keep it to under 2 hours every now and again. Well, try and keep it under 2 hours now, at least. Under or around. I misplaced that. Oops, 1 second. Yeah, I remember. Speaking of it, which to be fair, I didn't really visit Blockbuster itself when it was still about, but I remember when Netflix, when that was a service where you could, it was a subscription you could sign up for, but they would send you like CDs, and you'd have to send it back before you can get another one out, or DVDs rather, not CDs. But yeah, I miss that kind of a concept too. Just something physical and being able to, watch it whenever you want, but also, yeah, I don't know, digital media. Don't get me wrong, I think it's convenient. It does take something away from I mean, if you think about it as well, it's kind of a weird turn of events, because you remember when you got like DVDs and stuff when you were a kid, and at the beginning of it would go, you'd always have these anti-piracy ads and stuff, and all piracy was back then was essentially downloading the movie so you didn't have to buy the film, and now they've just essentially leaned into it but now monetized it. Essentially taken the piracy idea and gone, oh yeah, no, that's a better delivery method, let's just use that. I've not been to a cinema in ages either, to be honest, and I feel like I miss that. But at the same time, there hasn't been really any kind of movies lately that have come out which have made me want to go to the cinema to watch them. It's all this straight to streaming stuff, not built for theatres. Wait, that Netflix is taking off Supernatural? That's mental. I love Supernatural. I've not watched it in literally years, like probably since I was a kid, but I say a kid, I'm 30 now, so I'm maybe like 15, 16, but wow, that seems like an incredibly short-sighted and stupid move, because I know there's still a, no pun intended, a cult following for it. for me to actually get now. It's the clamp and the mop. Pot metal. That is 10 scrap and 5 water. Yeah, we'll do that another time, I think. Oh yeah, no, phenomenal show, and yeah, they casted it so well as well. They did an amazing job with the casting on that show. Right, I'm only doing this because my OCD won't allow me to do it any other kind of a way. Yeah. I don't have any more nickel, do I? Oh, thank God. Right. Yeah, I will be honest though, if something's not on a streaming service, like if they've randomly decided to take it off, I'll just stream it on some other some other source. Let's just say it that way, because I'm just very well aware of where I'm speaking at the minute. Again, cannot afford to be sued. Right. These yellow things, I can't even really remember what they're for. They're called? Oh, the circuits. Are they used in anything? They are currently not used in anything. I didn't think they were. No. I guess that'll be in a future patch. I'm just gonna finish sorting out all the kind of inventory stuff, and then I'm probably gonna call it. I am hungry. I don't think I have enough space for my scrap metal. Five more. They really need to let me stack these things. This is a little crazy. Although, actually, use some. Zips. Yes, that's since the first patch, that's a weird visual glitch which is now happening anytime you do stuff to these things. Not sure what it's actually supposed to be. Who knows? Let's use some of these zips. Yeah, so currently it's a case of either use the resources or drop them somewhere. I'd much prefer to use them. When you use them, you see at the bottom there it says rewards gratitude times 10. In the top right of that box there, 232, you can then use the gratitude to buy, currently, things like this. They get crafting materials for certain bits of equipment. There will be a lot more to do with certain things as the game kind of progresses, but yeah, just give me stackable items. Oh yeah, and you can use the your gratitude to buy. These are decorations which you can then use to put in your ship. Load up that inventory for decoration. You mean these? Is that what you mean? Currently for decorations in the community garden, which is this bench over here, there's only like plants and stuff. A little bit more expensive than the other. I don't know if that's what you meant, sorry. Oh, wait, actually, sorry, I know exactly what you mean. I think. Let me just go back to my ship, because you can only decorate when you're on your ship. So basically, as soon as you're in your ship, you can decorate here, there, or even in the back room, but then you go pretty much grid based. Obviously I don't have any other furniture at the minute, but you can move things around. Yeah, there's still a lot that's yeah, it'll. There's space for this. I mean, they've put it in. They've made it in such a way where there's room for expansion. It's just a case of adding in the stuff in the back end. Yeah, you can definitely see where there's a lot of room to grow, for lack of a better term. Yeah, this game's, oh yeah, and you can do, this is weird as well because the kind of the character creation aspect, it reminds me a lot of kind of the Wii character creation, and I thought that was a really kind of interesting aesthetic to go for. basic concept is printer used to craft specific ingredients for the blueprints, workbench used to craft things based on blueprints, i.e. these equipment, and then yeah, decorations, well, trees. It makes sense that there's just trees here because it's a community garden. Look in the top left as well, it says it restocks every kind of 10, well, like 24 hours it's supposed to be. But also a lot of the kind of, well, the NPCs and stuff, they'll have dialogues that you can do. For instance, we go in here, we say hello, they'll go down a whole thing. I don't know, let's just salute the whole time. But these will change each day. And then obviously once they patch more and put some more kind of stuff in the game, like missions and stuff, that'll then filter through into these interactions. I'm not really focusing on what she's saying because damn, I should have been paying attention. I just guessed. I should have really been paying attention then. Sure what the whole interaction was about, but yeah, basically, you know, NPC interactions reset every day, just the same as the stores as well. In the trading quill, get certain things. I think I've got enough space in here now to put the rest of. Cheat a little bit because I just want all my equipment next to each other. That's really all I'm doing this for. I'm happy to actually just have that there. Right. Some people don't really talk to NPCs. Yeah, to be fair, I'm kind of waiting for them to add a little bit more kind of sustenance to the actual, or substance to the actual game. So like direction and missions and stuff, because there isn't really any of that in there at the minute. It's more collecting resources, crafting, you know, equipment and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm kind of waiting for there to be more before I start getting familiar with the NPCs, but I mean, from what I've seen so far, because I've looked at a few things just whilst I was getting a feel for the game, I like the writing. It's I don't know how to describe it. Relaxing, I guess. Laissez-faire. Just kind of not too intense. But then again, there's, like I say, there's not really any missions, or I don't want to say there's no content, because there is content, but it's, you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. You know what I mean. To be clear though, the fact that these things are missing from the game at this point, A, is expected because it's early access, but also B, doesn't take away from the fact that it's still a really cool concepted game. Quite well executed as well, especially for a first revision. Right, I've completely filled up my storage. Yeah, so that's the issue at the minute. You can imagine how stacking items would solve this problem. Because it's not like I can just go, oh, just drop it all and get it when I need it, because when it comes to the decoration side of things, or even other bits of equipment, I'm going to need those resources on some level. The next one, on the next stream, probably tomorrow, maybe midweek, who knows. We're doing the clamp. That will be that one should be fine actually. We have zips, we have nickel, we have tool sockets. Might just be the pot metal. Wait, how many pot metal do I need? I'm purposefully not looking at my tracker now because I'm right here. 2 pot metal. Oh, that's not too bad. You know, actually, I might actually have what I need already. Let me just double check. 10 nickel. Do I have 10 nickel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do. Check. 15 zips. Yeah, I've definitely got 15. I know I've got the 1 tool socket, so it's literally just about pot metal then. And that's going to be 20 scrap metal and 10 water hoppers. Do I have 20 scrap metal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I've got 20 of those. You know what? Let's try and sneak one in. Water hoppers. I have. Ooh, okay. 5 water hoppers. Yikes! I think I have enough gratitude for that. I don't have enough gratitude. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Okay, never mind. Right. And I need gratitude to be able to do that as well. That's not good. Okay, I'll tell you what, we will figure that out next time because my inventory's a mess again. And also because we've just bottomed out how much gratitude we have, so we've got like 17 now. We're going to need to spend the next stream repairing a bunch of stuff. Fun. the ship, and then we'll call it a day there. So, any plans for the rest of the day? It's like 5:10 in the afternoon, evening here. What time is it? It's, you said it was Eastern, so what, midday? 12:10? Is that right, off the top of my head? It is 5 hours, I'm sure it's 5 hours. It's good to chat to you as well. It's, yeah, like I say, I've been a bit of a recluse over the past few months, but it's, yeah, I'm getting better with it. I still need to eat some meat. You've not eaten your shrimp yet, mate. Wolf that down. You just eat it. 11, so it's 6 hours then. Okay, fair. Well, you still got the majority of the day left, and I'm now going to start looking at dinner, and yeah, I'm hungry, so I need some food. But yeah, thank you for stopping by again. It's really appreciated. It's better than talking into the void, and yeah, always have a good conversation with you. I will sort out my Discord. It will either be later tonight, or I'll sort it out whilst I'm having my dinner in a bit. But yeah, I will message you on there. But yeah, thanks again for stopping by. I'm not sure whether it's going to be tomorrow or, say, day after, but yeah, with this save, I'm just playing this save whilst on stream, so pick up exactly where we left off. But yeah, I hope your day goes well as well, and I will catch you next time. You take it easy, my friend.